Hey guys, I'd like to start making some shorter videos every now and then. It takes me a couple weeks sometimes to get to content just because it takes me that much time to do my research to make sure I'm presenting what I'm presenting accurately and in a way that I can make sure that I can answer all the questions behind it. But I want to start making some shorter videos in between that long research phase. So this is not going to be a how-to video. This is going to be more of just something that I've identified. And then in future videos, I'll show more of a how-to. Keep the videos a little shorter, a little more concise, a little more digestible. I want to talk about privacy coins today. This is an interesting little space. You know, the stock market has sectors: tech, energy, finance, these things. Cryptocurrency has sectors as well. The privacy sector, privacy and security, is a sector in crypto. You have things like VPNs, decentralized VPNs like Sentinel DVPN, Orchid OXT, things like this. Then you also have privacy coins. There's blue chips, there's some kind of like mid caps, and then there is a early opportunity kind of wild card. I shouldn't call it opportunity, more of a wild card type of thing. Before we get started, just know that, I don't offer financial advice. This is what I'm looking at. Don't listen to a guy on YouTube, to get financial and money advice. Crypto is risky, all that type of stuff. You need to do your own research. But I want to hop in and just show you some privacy coins. Just some things I'm looking at. I think this is an interesting space. And my concept and where I'm seeing things go is that in 2022 and beyond, I think there's a big emphasis on metaverse and gaming for sure. The NFT space has still some way to run, but I think ultimately the NFT space is going to die off. And I think in the NFT space, this is just my opinion, that there will be more of a push towards NFTs that actually do something, not just JPEGs. So things that represent like land. I know Kevin O'Leary's doing a watch collection. Christopher Green's doing an island project that's going to have real estate. I think, he's actually not calling them NFTs, but it's kind of the same concept. I think the push will be towards NFTs that actually have a utility and a real use case that represents something tangible, not just a JPEG. Okay, but I think the opportunity that people are missing is the privacy space. The reason is because I think as more people adopt blockchain and get into cryptocurrency, the newer people are going to suddenly realize that everything is trackable and everything is traceable. And I think after some fear events in the geopolitical world, words that I can't say, you probably can refer to what I'm talking about. I think there will be a run to privacy coins, or there will be a run to this sector. And it will run kind of separately from the rest of the space. We'll see. But I think the opportunity is absolutely in metaverse. It is absolutely in gaming, NFTs to a certain degree. But I think the privacy coins are what people are maybe not paying attention to. And there is some concerns with the privacy space. I'll get into that in a minute. But I just want to show you some of the ones that I'm going to be looking into. Starting with the blue chips. Everybody knows about Monero. Monero is kind of a no-brainer. One of the first privacy coins, at least. And, you can come on CoinGecko, you can kind of see the highs and the lows. I think it ran up to almost $600, $540 4 years ago. Everything is encrypted. As a matter of fact, I want to say it was the NSA or FBI, I forget which agency, had put out a bulletin offering payment. This was like I think a year or two ago. They offered payment to anybody who could break the encryption to Monero. Now, whether that was just a ploy, I happen to think it might have just been a ploy that they actually can't crack it, but, we don't know. It appears that they can. I am not a proponent in using privacy coins to commit crimes. Okay, you should not commit a crime in general, but don't use this for money laundering or doing anything illegal. Okay, if you want privacy in your transactions because that you feel that's your right, and I do too, that's one thing, but don't do this for nefarious activities. You can see in the last 30 days, it's been basically flat. We call that a doji, I believe. But you can go to Monero's official website. They have a very clean looking website. They will educate you on how it works. I'm going to show you a bunch of coins. It doesn't mean these are the ones I'm necessarily going to invest in, but of the blue chips, we're going to look at the blue chips first. Monero is obviously the first one that comes in most people's minds. It is going to always remain a blue chip. I think, you know, it's sort of the Bitcoin in the privacy sector. Okay. There is some opportunity for passive income on these that I will get to. I'll touch on it, but we're going to get to that in another video because I'm trying to keep these more brief. But anyway, if you come to CoinGecko and you look up XMR, which is the ticker for Monero, you can come to markets and you can see where it's traded. There have been exchanges that have banned and delisted Monero, probably because of regulatory concerns. We'll touch on that in a minute. But you can see Binance. I think this is Binance International, not Binance US. But, you know, Kraken is probably where I would be getting it from, you know, in the United States. Kraken, some of these other exchanges are good too. Okay, that's Monero, kind of the top dog of the privacy coin sector. And then there's also, of course, ZCash. And we look at ZCash. It's actually up in the last month, which is very interesting. The last year, it's basically flat. Okay, it's kind of held its value a little bit better than some of the other coins in the market. What's wild about this is almost $3,200 per Zcash was its all-time high 5 years ago. $3,200. It touched 20 bucks in the crash of 2020, and it's still at 154. I mean, it's still darn near 20x off of its all-time high. And it will I mean, who knows? Not financial advice. It'll likely run higher than its previous all-time high. So kind of keep that in mind. This is a really slick sort of privacy coin. If you go to their website, it's touted more for a currency. I think when people think of Monero, they think privacy. When you think Zcash, you think more of the actual payment mechanism first, but it is secure. And actually, if you go into their technology and how it works, you're going to see this terminology called ZK snarks a lot. I'm not even going to tell you what it means, not going to tell you how it works. You can go to their website and read it in depth if you want. It's a cryptographic method so that you can still confirm that you're the owner of the token, that you can transact this, but it hides the transaction so you don't see where this is going. You know, any other crypto that's not private, you go on any of the blockchain explorers, you can see what's in someone's wallet, where they sent it, how much they sent, all that type of stuff. With privacy coins, you cannot. And of course, kind of the other third blue chip, and this is not an exhaustive list by any measure. There's plenty of them out there that you might also consider blue chips, and that's perfectly fine. These are the ones that I kind of identify, the top three, because I always go by the 80-20 rule. Dash, very well-known crypto. The interesting thing about Dash, unlike the other two, is you can choose to not send the private transaction or to send the private transaction. That's kind of the unique thing about Dash. Dash has been around for a while, and it has probably more adoption of all these. And I think one reason is because Dash is not technically advertised as a privacy coin that has a privacy feature to it. Okay, I think out of these top blue chips, I will likely be loading up on Monero out of these three. I might get some Zcash, but I think likely out of these three, I'm going to load up on Monero. I think it has the most to go to run in this market. I think it will be kind of the most obvious first place to go. You know, likely Zcash has a bigger move to make. Technically, it's way more off as its all-time high as opposed to Monero. So, you know, I probably will have a little bit of this in the tranche of blue chip privacy coins. I would probably do an 80% Monero and a 20% Zcash out of that tranche. So I want to look at some of these mid caps that I find interesting. Pirate Chain is a new one. The ticker is ARRR. And you can look at which blockchains these are built on, all-time high and lows. Let's see, so almost $17 for its all-time high, which was only a year ago. This is a fairly newer crypto, so it actually hasn't been through like a full market cycle yet. I mean, you can see the run that it had. This was in basically 2021 when we had the big move up for the market. So this will hit price discovery and then go to who knows where, frankly. I don't like to make price predictions, but I think having some exposure to these mid caps is a good idea because these things can be very wild in their price moves. I like the Pirate Chain's branding. I think it's a really interesting project. It's supported by the Tor network, which I have mixed feelings about. Could be good or bad. If you don't know the Tor network, it's a anonymous network of computers around the world. It's used to get onto the dark web. You have to activate the Tor network, the Onion routers, it's called. So whether that's a good promotion or a bad promotion, don't know. But I actually think this has got a good team behind it. It's got a big community. This is one I would be watching out for. Read the white papers on these, because if you can wrap these and do other things with them, there's passive income opportunities. You know, I'm always asking myself when I hold a token, how do I make it work for me? You know, there's a great quote. I'll get it posted on Twitter at some point. Kevin O'Leary talks about he's always trying to buy things that pay dividends. He's always trying to find a way to make his money work for him over time, not just holding something for the sake of holding something, which in crypto is not bad just because it's so volatile. But I still like to squeeze more juice out of the lemon, so to speak, and I always try to find ways to earn passive income on things that I'm holding. But this is a really... It's a great website. It's really on point with their brand. You can read against their delayed proof of work model. Very interesting. A newer one. So, you know, I think these mid caps are maybe a little more risky, but keep your eye on this one. The next one I want to look at is called DERO, D-E-R-O. Actually, we should hang on one second. Pirate Chain. How has this been performing? In the last 30 days, it's up. The last year, 300% darn near, even at this stage right now. Okay, so this market's been in a downtrend probably since November. Really, it kind of spans into late October, but really November. This has been in a downtrend, so these privacy coins have held exceptionally well. So if we look at DERO again, this is one that, you know, in the last 30 days, it's down 5%, not bad. Last year, it's up almost 400%, so still, this has held its value very well, I think, personally. Let's see, its all-time high is $27. This is an interesting one. I'm going to show you the website here to DERO. Read their white paper. I did go through their white paper a little bit. They have kind of an interesting concept with DERO nodes on their network. I think out of these mid caps, there's two of them I'm going to buy. I don't think it'll be this one, not because I don't think it'll do well, but I'm just trying to pick the 80-20 that I think are going to do the best. I think when a newcomer to blockchain comes on here, they're going to be very overwhelmed. Personally, this is very tech related, you can see, which is not, doesn't mean it won't do it. It'll probably still do very well. And I don't know, who knows, maybe I'll pick some up. But personally, I'm going to probably buy more Pirate Chain and the next one I'm about to show you. But if you wanted to check this out, I think this is a very good mid cap. I think this has a lot of potential. Still fairly new, but read the white paper. They're doing some things that are a little bit different. I want to see some innovation. You know, it's good that DERO is not a fork. I really like that. There's some things I really like about it. So who knows, maybe I will revisit this one. And this is going to be probably one of my larger holdings, which is the Secret Network. I really like the Secret Network. I like what they're doing. This one hasn't held so well in the last month, 25%. Still up, you know, almost 70% in the year. So, you know, not bad. I think my first purchase of this was, I want to say August or so of last year. I don't even know where that is. What price was that in? I have no idea. I think we were somewhere around here at $2 somewhere I got into it. Don't have a terribly large position. This is the one that actually provides some passive income opportunities. I'm going to cover this specifically in another video. I first found out about the Secret Network from Crypto Godson. Check out his channel. He's got a great channel. He hasn't made a video in some time. I'm trying to encourage him to come back to the fold again. But he's a great guy. I really like him. He's one of the good guys, I should say, one of the honest ones. But I like what they're doing. There's a ability to be private and not, similar to Dash. There's an ability for this. This is really going to work a lot in Web3. Okay, this works with your MetaMask to a degree. It uses the Kepler wallet, but it has a functionality, excuse me, to bridge in your MetaMask tokens and wrap them into the secret network to then make them private. Okay, so there are some staking as well as some liquidity pool passive income opportunities that I will cover in another video. Might be the next one, might be in a couple of videos from now, but the secret network is one that I really, really like. You can check out their website. I feel like if a newer person came here, they could follow along. I think this privacy world will be a little bit difficult for people in general, just because it's kind of a new space. We're talking cryptography and how to hide things and wrap things. So it's going to be a little complicated, but you know, I like what these guys are doing. I'm going to cover them for sure in another video. So I think out of the mid caps, I would hold probably an 80% position. This is me personally. You could do whatever you want to do. I plan on holding an 80% position in Secret and a 20% in Pirate Chain. You know, I might revisit this at some point and add DERO. Nothing wrong with it. I'm going to try to pick the best winners that I can. And finally, we're going to look at, I call a wild card. This is a very interesting token, and a lot of you might know what it is. It's, I think it's starting to get a little hypey for some reason, and I'm not sure why. I think just because they're innovating so well. But it's called Panther Protocol. ZKP is the ticker. I think, so I'll give you kind of my thoughts on this. Currently, here's the kicker. Currently, it is not a privacy coin, meaning that this token, as you transact it, is not encrypted and hidden yet. It's a token that you can buy. You just buy it on Uniswap like anything else. But I see this more as a bet on what the team is doing. And as the team is able to execute, I think this can do well. Hasn't been out very long. It's only been out, let's see, since February 1st. Maybe a little bit earlier if it wasn't listed on CoinGecko yet. But it's not even 2 months old. So very new, but if you read what they're doing, they are doing some very interesting things. Currently, you can stake for 100%. Now, this is APY. Keep that in mind. It's not APR, so this 100% really kind of requires that you stake it for a whole year and not touch it. So kind of keep the math in mind there, okay? Check these guys out. I think their branding's on point. I think their community seems very loyal, even though it's still new. They're building on some very interesting platforms, including the Flare network, Avalanche, Polygon, some, I think, pretty big ones here. Why do we need Panther Protocol? I'm not going to play the video. Go ahead and watch it. Just scroll down here. They're integrating into Web3 as well. They are going to be building a layer 1 DEX, okay, that is going to be private. So almost like a private DEX that you can also then go in between blockchains. Pretty cool stuff. Okay, I'm just going to scroll down here. They're going to be integrating NFT marketplace as well. You can see here, private swaps between digital assets across different blockchains. A private order book, private on and off ramps. So this has got me pretty excited. It's just there's a lot more to this. I think what I will do with this particular project, I'm going to allocate a little bit to this. I'm not going to go wild with it because can they succeed remains to be seen, frankly. You can read their team. There's a gentleman here, serial entrepreneur and CBDC pioneer, good or bad. I'll leave that up to you. The CTO is an early advisor to Ripple. 20 years in cryptography and security, and then we have some people from the Air Force that worked at BlackRock. Okay, so some interesting connections for a privacy coin. Okay, that may scare you guys off. I don't know. You know, I like to shadow what some of the big smart money is doing. Okay. It's interesting that somebody would work at BlackRock, be advisors at a Ripple, and be a CBDC pioneer and then make a privacy coin. I find that interesting. Okay. I like what these guys are doing. They just, I'll do some content on their token as, by the way, Sentinel partner. Pretty cool. Okay. So DVPN, which also has a partnership to Strongblok, by the way, which now has a, you know, kind of a partnership with Panther Protocol. So as they execute more, I'll be doing some, I think, in-depth reviews on Panther. I want to see them kind of execute on the things that they are talking about, because they have a very ambitious roadmap. Come and read the roadmap. There's just some things that I'm looking for them to get up and going. This is the roadmap here. Let's see really quick. It looks like we are in the phase of the staking platform. So they're currently working on the advanced private staking part of this. And then to get the Polygon development up and running, they're going to be integrating a DAO, third-party wallets, things like that. As we get probably into phase 2 and 3, that's where I'm going to be probably looking into this more and doing some videos on it. You know, hard to make a prediction price on this. I mean, if you look at this, all-time high was 8 days ago. It's 26% off. 26% off its all-time high. I think this is, like I say, I really call it a wild card. We really don't know how well it's going to do. No idea. Currently, you can stake it. So if you wanted to hold on to some of this as kind of a bet, as sort of a gamble, which is, you know, what a lot of privacy coins are, you can certainly stake it and earn something on it. Just note, unfortunately, it's on Ethereum, so you got the terrible gas fees. But if you just wanted to buy into this a couple of times, you could do it. The gas fees have actually not been bad recently. So I would put, if you even buy this, I'd put a small amount into this as sort of a bet on what they're going to do down the road. Okay. And at some point, this will all be part of a privacy network. Very ambitious, and we'll see what they can do. So I think a big question people have is, wait a minute, isn't this space going to get regulated? And I think the answer is yes. However, even though it will get regulated, I think there is, not financial advice, personally, I believe there's an opportunity before the regulation comes where I think these privacy coins will have almost their own sort of season, so to speak. I think people are going to be clamoring for some privacy in the space once the newer people realize everything's trackable and traceable. Once regulation comes, and regulation in the United States so far is looking okay, but you know, that can change on a dime. There's certainly parts of it that might scare some people. We're seeing the closing down of bank accounts of some people who are using cryptocurrency. I think we could get potentially some sort of cybersecurity event. I think a lot of this fear will drive people in the cryptocurrency market to start looking for something that they can hide their transactions. And not only that, you know, oftentimes we're sending transactions to other people's wallet. It'd just be nice if we could hide it and not let them know what our wallet is. I mean, you know, I can understand that use case for it. And that's why I'm going to show specifically a deep dive how-to sort of tutorial for the secret network, how to connect into the secret network with Kepler, how to bridge from MetaMask into the secret network with Kepler, how to wrap your tokens, how to send anonymous transactions, come out through the other side into a wallet nobody even knows about, and also how to get passive income on that as well. Because like I say, it's great to hold something. It's even better if you could hold it and earn a yield while you're holding it. So thanks for tuning in. I hope you guys enjoyed this. God bless and take care.